Hello everyone, this is Tanya at Sidegigcrafts coming to you today with a project share and a tutorial. Today I made this darling little Julie nutting paper doll folio and I wanted to share that with you and show you how I made it. So I've got this little Julie nutting that is added to the front of this folio. When you open it up, I've got a few more dolls here for someone to color. Got the two different styles. And then I have added little pockets on this side with little dresses that can be changed and added to someone's project so that they can add their dolls to their projects. So I've got them all filled up with plenty of room for extras. And I thought it would be fun to make another and show you how I did that. So stay tuned for more. We're gonna get this going. All right, so first of all, we're going to need our cover sheet. So I have chosen to do this a little bit more floral, a little more shabby on this particular one. So we're gonna start here. So for this sheet, you're going to need, the outside cover is going to be, 9.5 by 11 1/4. And we're going to take this and score around 1/2 inch all the way around. Okay, and this is going to help us to fold it as we need to around the chipboard that we're going to use. You're going to need some chipboard or cereal boxes, something sturdy that you have around the house. And I'll give you those measurements in just a moment. Now we're going to score all the way down, but my board is a small one, so I have to do this in parts. So I do need to get a bigger board. But this one is working out for me just fine right now. I have limited space anyway. So yeah, I make it work. Okay, and you don't necessarily need a scoreboard to do this. But man, what a handy tool. All right, so I think that's all we're gonna need that for right now. I do score a couple other things as in this project goes, but I have them already scored. So this is basically going to be a guideline. Now, for the cover, for the hardcover, you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock, 8.5 by 4.5. And that's 2 of those, and then 1 for your spine, that's 1 by 8.5. Those are in inches, I apologize. And we are going to take those and glue them to our cover page, okay? Now you can use tape if you like, if you prefer, that's fine. I prefer my, I apologize for my drawer, you guys making all that noise. I prefer my Barely Art glue. Love how it works. You use what works for you the best. So I know a lot of folks like to use the tape because it's dry and it's quick. But for me, this just works really well. I don't like dealing with all that tape and the paper mess, so drives me crazy. Not really. It's a really cool tool. All right, so I'm just gonna lay this right there inside the score marks and press it down. Make sure it's lined up really well, and then press really well. Make sure that sticks. Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do this one on this side. And what I'm using, I actually have, at work we have these big old huge signs that are made of this heavy cardstock, and it works really nice for this kind of stuff. And it's thick enough, it doesn't bend real easy, and it's thin enough that my scissors actually still cut. And my my paper cutter, so that works out really nice. It's easy to work with, so I am lucky to get that stuff. Very thankful. Free supplies are my favorite supplies. All right, so let's go ahead and get this spine in there too. And with the spine, we're just gonna center it in between these. We need to leave just a slight gap in between so that it will fold. Put some glue. Try lining it up at the top and the bottom. We're going to leave a small gap in between. There we go. It still looks like I left a big gap, doesn't it? Oh well, that's okay. All right, try to even it up. There we go. And then when we fold it, it's going to go like this. So, but before we do that, we want to make sure this is glued down really well. And we're going to miter the corners. So when you miter the corners, you want to leave a little bit there. Don't go all the way to the cardboard because then you're going to have gaps. You don't want to do that. So leave just a little bit, but cut it a diagonal. All we're doing is trimming the fat so it makes it easier to fold. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure that you leave a little bit left. There we go. And then at these corners, I like to leave a little cut here. Just cut a little triangle out of there. Again, we're just trimming the fat, making it fold easier. Hopefully I'm still in screen. Am I still in screen? Yes, I am. Yay. All right, getting the hang of these tutorials, huh? Hopefully you guys are enjoying them. I do hope so. There we go. Okay, so there we go with that. Okay, so this is what we got. We can smooth this down really good. There's no wrinkles. Then we are going to take our adhesive and we're going to glue this down. Okay, so we're going to kind of, as we do this, you don't want to force it, but you do kind of want to roll this up and over the edge so it's nice and smooth. Okay, do that all the way around. I like to do the top and then the bottom, and then do the sides. Just do opposite sides. It works really nicely. That way if there's no slippage. Of course, most of these adhesives won't allow anything to slip anyway at this point. This would be a fun project with maybe the kids. If they like paper dolls, make this together, be kind of fun. There we go. There's that side. Now let's turn this back around this way. Let's glue these both at once here. I was watching videos last night and I had this idea. And I thought, you know, this would be just really fun to try. And so I tried it today and I love how it turned out. I should have filmed that one when I made it, but I wasn't sure it was all going to work the right way. So I thought I'll make two. And see, I still got the measurement wrong for that one. Well, you don't know that because this is my second time starting to film this. Because I messed up on the measurement the first time and cut my paper wrong. So I had to find new papers. So, you know, we're not all perfect. We don't get it right all the time. And that's proof of that. But I didn't want to leave you guys hanging while I went and found more paper and recut everything. So there we go. I'll make another project with the stuff I cut before. There we go. And that's okay if it's not, you know, if it's not perfect or if it's kind of wonky on the inside because we're going to place paper over this middle part, so don't worry about that. Turn this back this way. Do try your best to get the edges because it's going to be hard to go back to that. I'm going to make sure these stay down nice and flat. Okay. There we go. All right, this is what we've got so far. Now what we want to do is we want to gently crease this so that it will bend like a book should. Okay, so we'll go this way. We'll go this way. And that helps train that bind, that spine, I mean. See, we got a good start to a book. Very pretty. All right, next we need a piece to go over the top here. So that inside cover I chose, this is the piece I chose. This is the piece I chose. This piece is going to be 9 3/4 by 8.5. Okay, 9 3/4 by 8.5 to go on the inside. And it looks like I cut this one just slightly long. I'm going to trim just a hair off the edge here. Just eyeballing it. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and glue. Do you guys remember playing with paper dolls when you were little? I used to love it. Oh my gosh, there was nothing like it. And these Julie Nutting doll stamps really, really remind me of that. Kind of a nice memory. There were 4 of us kids growing up, so we didn't have a lot of extra money. You can imagine. I mean, it takes a lot to raise that many kids, and so when we got new things to play with, we were excited. And paper dolls, oh my gosh, you could change that. But we would sit for hours. We would actually make our own sometimes. My sister and I learned how to sew dolls or doll clothes and out of fabric and everything when we were little. My cousin and I did a lot of that too. She and I were creative little guys too. Little guys, little gals. All right, so here we go. So we're just going to cover that whole blank piece. And then once that's down again, we're going to train that spine again and make sure that it will fold properly. Let's make sure it's nice and glued first. All right, and you can use your ruler to help with that process. Where's that fold at? Right there. I just pulled some of it up. It's not quite what we want to do. Where did my, there we go, my bone folder go? We can just kind of score it there. Don't make sure you don't rip it, but you can definitely help guide that paper. Okay. And it looks like I've pulled a little bit up here on the edge, so I'm going to make sure that's glued down nice and tight. Adding a little bit more glue there. And make sure I do the same here at the bottom. If it's coming up, I think it is. Which is fine. Nothing a little glue won't help. I got it on the book. Okay. Okay. We'll give it a chance to finish there. And then again, we'll train it up. Okay. And on this side, boy, this really does, it wants to buckle today. This one for some reason, I don't know why. My other one didn't do that. There we go. All right. All right, so we've got that. Now, the next step is the inside, okay? Now, I'm going to use this paper, again, for the backing of my waterfall. So this piece of paper is gonna go back underneath all of this. It's gonna help guide me so I know where to place them. So one of the things I wanna do on this one that I didn't do on the other one is actually round these corners. And I don't think I need to do it on the top, just on the bottom. Okay, so we'll glue this one. Here we go. And we'll flip that over and put it here in the middle. I don't want this too close to the spine because it's going to get a little bit thick and it might be hard to open and close it properly. So I kind of want to leave that a little bit over to the side there. Looks like I lifted up a little here too. Okay. All right, next, let's do the waterfall. So what we're going to do, we need, how many of these guys? We need, did I count them? I think 7, I think is what I counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, I counted 8. I think that's too many. How many did I put? How many did I intend to put? Well, let's do, I think we're going to do 7. Let's see how it goes. So these are cut at 3 3/4 inches by 3 1/2 inches. Okay, so 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. We're going to score at the half inch mark right there. I already scored these, so I'm just going to fold them over. And then at the bottom, I've also used my tool to round the corners like I did on the others. Okay, I kind of did that beforehand just to make it go a little quicker. We're going to go ahead and take this guy and glue this flap right down here at the top. Remember I said this was kind of a guide? This is what we're guiding. So make sure it's nice and straight. Press that down really well. Got glue on my fingers, it keeps rolling up on me. All right, and then the next one, we're gonna score it again. Put my fingernails on these, and then we're gonna glue that flap. And this flap we're gonna butt up just against the other one. So just line it up right there, nice and straight. Again, that first one is the guide, okay? Nice and straight, press it down, and there's a second one. You can see how this is gonna go. All right, we're gonna do the same thing through each of these flaps. Now for this paper, for these flaps, you can use cardstock. I used file folders and cut them because I have them in my stash. And I wanted to I'm trying to use them. You could use double-sided, which would actually make it go much faster. You could use double-sided cardstock for these. We're gonna go back and decorate them with pretty papers, but you can use two-sided cardstock if you prefer, or any kind of sturdy paper that you want to use. It does need to be sturdy though, because we're going to put the pockets on them. We want them to last. So that's an option that you have. We're going to line that up again. There we go. I apologize if my head's getting in the screen, guys. Should probably be more careful. There we go. We'll just keep on going. I hope you guys all are having a great weekend. I hear that the weather's getting cooler out there. It's not much cooler here in Alabama, but it is a little cooler. Just a little. I think the lowest it's supposed to be is 48 degrees one night this week. And then I think the daily, I think it was supposed to be like 60, 68 or something like that was the lowest temperature I saw. I don't know. It's still pretty warm. Oops, is that half an inch? Yep. I'm going to go ahead and use all of these pockets. Since I cut them, I might as well. You can make as many or as few as you want. It's totally up to you. It's your art. It's your craft. So you can do it how you want to. I'm just going to go ahead and use all of them because I have them. All right, so there we go. Make sure that's nice and pressed down. And, oh, I have 2 pockets left. I don't know if that's an extra one or if that's one of the 8 that I counted. I guess I'll count them when I'm done. All right, there's no rules. We're making them up as we go. So that's kind of the fun part. Oops, and I'm starting to get over to the left a little, so I'm going to start training this right back to the right. Right back straight, because that one was a little crooked. Okay. No worries. It's not that far off. There we go. There we go. And that's the last one. All right, so we have one. Let me press that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 flaps. Okay? 8 flaps in our waterfall. Now, what we need to do is make them purty. So I've cut some papers. Cut some papers here. And I'm going to kind of put them in order. Oh shucks, I forgot to do the bottom corners. So I want to do around the bottom corners like those so that they fit better. And I meant to do that before I started, but that's all right. We'll go with it. Won't take that much longer. And I think I forgot to tell you the measurements of these. These are going to be 3 3/4 by 3 inches. These papers, okay? 3 3/4 by 3 inches. And then we're going to round the bottoms so we can lay them flat on there. Okay. And I'm just going to alternate back and forth between the different papers and put them on here. And there doesn't have to be a certain order or any, it's totally up to you. You could do these all the same. You can do them different colors. You could do them solid colors. You could do them colored colors. You can do patterns, whatever you like. Just make it your own. Okay. Now this strip we're going to come back and do something else with in just a little bit. And I did, I used paper to cover that before. I think we're going to use lace this time. I think I'm going to put a little bit of lace in there. I think that would be a pretty touch with this, especially because it's got a little more shabby feel to it than the other one did. Okay, let's see, I've done that one, did that one, then I did that one. I have at least one more color in, or one more pattern in here. Where is it? I did the orange, or not the orange, but the mustard yellow. There we go. Let's do this one next. This is one of my favorite colors these days, you guys. One of my very favorites. I love, love, love this paper. I was trying to get a color very similar to, I wanted a color like this for my living room. And this is going to sound crazy, but I wanted this color but muted. I don't think there's any such thing. I went and I looked and I'm like, everything is bright. No matter what I put on my walls, it's not going to be muted. It's going to be solid, right? Because that's what paint is. It's a solid color. And for some reason, it wasn't what I wanted. So I'm going to have to try something different. I keep trying different shades of paint in my living room. I've got like 4 different shades from tester bottles. None of them are right. And yeah, I'm gonna have to figure it out pretty soon because my goal is to have that living room painted before Christmas, and I'm running out of time. Totally running out of time. But that is, it's funny because in fall is when I usually do a deep clean in my living room and my anywhere where guests would see. My living room, dining room, that's where I tend to clean the most that time of year. Simply because if I have guests, I want it to look nice and comfortable and cozy. And so I'm trying to paint. It's not working out. I started with green. Well, it started out, what color is that room? It started out brown. And then I wanted a green color, kind of a juniper color. And it wasn't quite right. And so I went to yellow, and it looked more like a Fiesta yellow, and that wasn't right. So we tried another yellow thinking, oh, that's the one, and got that home and on the walls, and that wasn't right. So I'm hoping my next try will be the one. I think I'm gonna just kind of go with a pale butter yellow. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Oops. All right, we're almost done here. It looks like I have enough squares, so that's good. Don't have to cut any more. Now you could also distress the edges of these. I'm not going to. I like it without. I usually, you know, distress just about everything, but this one I kind of like it without. Love these papers. You don't really have to do too much to them. There we go. Excellent. One more there. And then we're going to do the back sides. Actually, I might need more because didn't count for the back sides. We'll see. We're just going to keep going. Okay. So have you guys been binge watching any Netflix lately? I actually was watching this show called The Maid. And it was, okay, so now if you have directional paper, you're going to be doing the top rounded. So, sorry, just meant to interrupt myself and let you know that. But The Maid, it was really good. It was about domestic abuse and, you know, the challenges that people go through and life patterns and, you know, family patterns and stuff like that. And it was really interesting and thought-provoking. And it's kind of sad, but, you know, it's not, it was a good show. It was well done, I think. And why people respond the way they do, and, you know, some of the traumas that they go through, and challenges that people have to get out of their situations. Also, I thought it was well done. So if you guys get a chance, I'd recommend it. It's a good show. So, okay. But if you guys have any shows you've been binge watching, tell me about it in the comments, because I'm looking for some good ones. Not that I have a ton of time to binge watch shows. I mean, I'm usually binge watching you guys and your videos. That's what I'm usually binge watching. Unfortunately, when I'm crafting, I watch on my TV, so I can't comment. Sometimes I'll be able to stop and go back and comment. I'll go back and look at my history and comment on some things, but it's not always easy to do. But I try. All right. And I'm looking forward to some of the more of the Christmas crafts, you guys. I'm so excited about that. So many great ideas are coming out. All right, here we go. So many talented crafters on my list. It's amazing to me sometimes. It's like, how in the world did I get so blessed to meet so many amazing, amazing crafters? I don't know, but I did. All right, now this didn't work out because the next one I would have used, I'm trying to go in the same order, I would have used yellow, but then they'd match. So let's go back to this one. Now these would be great too. If you didn't want to use them for paper dolls, you could use them to put pictures in or ephemera. You could make Christmas folios like this. You could do all kinds of things. This isn't just a one kind of deal, you know. You could stop when we, you know, when we get to the done covering these flaps, these waterfall flaps, that could be it. Maybe you want to use these for photos. instead of pockets. This one's kind of hanging over. I'm going to trim it. You could do all kinds of fun stuff with it. Better? That's better. Not perfect, but it's better. Okay, let's go with better. As I get out my scissors and try to fix it again. Far from a perfectionist, but I definitely don't want to, I want to be proud of my work. All right, so what's on this one? This one's going to be, how did I get into that weird cycle? Okay, let's go back to this one. No. But it's the last yellow one I have. I'm going to use this one again. No, I'm going to use this one. No, I can't use that one. I'm going to use this one. I think I might be one short. Which will be no problem. Okay. There we go. And we'll do this one. Nope, I think we're going to come out just right. There we go. Do this one again. I've been working on so many projects lately. I've used up a bunch of my papers, and I'm so proud of that. Done some really great projects. And that means that once that stash is down, I can go shopping again. Been trying not to buy more paper, trying not to hoard it. Operative word, trying. Don't get me wrong, I've got plenty. Not something I need, but you know how sometimes you do projects and you don't quite have something that's just right for that project? Sometimes you kind of do actually need some. So I think I might be getting to that place, depending on the project. All right, there we go. All right, so this waterfall is pretty much done. There's one more step we're gonna take on this. Well, besides putting lace on it. I know I wanted to put lace there. Let me see if I've got this lace right here, peeking at me. Is this too wide? Yeah, it's too wide. I might not be able to do that. Might not be able to. What if I do something, not this piece, but if I did something like that, I wouldn't mind that it lapped over the next piece a little. It wouldn't bother me. Let's see what I've got here. That would be pretty, wouldn't it? Now you could do paper there, or you could do lace there. It's totally up to you. Totally up to you how you want to do it. Another thing I was thinking is it would be kind of fun to do with a thicker fold over there, maybe a full inch. You'd have fewer pockets, but you'd have a bigger space to put a decorative element there. No, I'm not going to introduce purple. I've got a purple ribbon that's perfect size, but wrong color. All right, maybe I won't use lace because I'm not finding anything that's going to work. So next option is back to the paper. Then what I think I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna use, what should I use? I think I'm gonna use the blue floral. Or should I use this? Do I have enough of that? I don't think I have enough of this one to do that. Unless I put a yellow, this is supposed to be for my pocket. I could cut this for the strips and use this for my pocket. I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, let's go with that. So for these strips then, this is a 1/2 inch and this is 3 3/4 if you remember correctly. So let's look and see. This paper is, but I need 8 of them, but I have more up there, so that would work too. So it's gonna be 3 3/4 inches long, wide. Okay, and I need a 1/2 inch long. So we're gonna just start with here. No, we're not. We're gonna start with, sorry, I'm gonna have to get this out and cut. A 1/2 inch. Now this is gonna be hard on this one because there's not much holding it. Okay, there's a 1/2 inch. Come on, little dude. There's a 1/2. Okay, now I think I can go from this way and make it easier. Will that work? Nope, that still won't work. So we'll go here one more time. I have my bigger paper cutter, but it's bigger. This works really well. I just need to make sure I measure correctly. Okay, so this is now 3 1/2, so we'll go to 3. Now I can do a 1/2 inches this way. And we'll go to 2 1/2, to 2, 1 1/2, 1, and again to 1/2. All right, there's our little strips. That hopefully is enough. I didn't count them. Maybe you guys counted them. I might need more. So let's start with that. All right, let's just kind of put some glue in here. And this is just to cover this up. Honestly, you don't even have to do this. It's just, you know, one more pretty decorative step. Make it look a little nicer, a little more finished. Okay. Not totally necessary, but I like it. And those will fit just perfect. This one got a little bent, but I'm hoping that this little strip will also help with that. So I'll make sure there's some glue on that part too and hold that down. Okay. Oops, only one. There we go. That little piece doesn't want to stick either, huh? So if some of these are a little bit wider than they're supposed to be, they are going to have trouble sticking when they get folded. So just watch for that. Help train them the right direction. I think these strips will also help cover those flaws. You could also use washi tape on there. I know washi tape doesn't stick as well most of the time, so that's probably not my first option, but you could definitely do that. Be super cute, honestly. Okay. There we go. Ooh, this one buckled. What did I do wrong there? What did I do wrong there? I just didn't smooth it, I guess. I buckled that one. Okay, let's see if I can fix this somehow. See, I didn't smooth this one down quite right. There should be still glue under there though. I'm just gonna kind of smooth it and try to work that crease out a little bit. There we go, that's a little better. Need to fill my glue bottle pretty soon. It's getting empty. And one more. I had just enough. There we go. Okay, now the last thing for these pockets is the pocket, right? So I do have some of those cut as well, and I trimmed the edges and I put a little notch on each one. So I used vellum for these so that you could see the pattern through. I thought that was really pretty, and that way you can kind of see the outfits or whatever's inside that pocket as well. So I used 3 3/4 by 2 inches deep and then rounded the corners. And for these, all we're gonna do is put a little bead of glue all the way around. Now you can use your tape. You can do that. And tape probably isn't as visible as glue is either, I'm told, for this. So it might actually be a better option. But again, I like my glue. So I'm gonna use glue. You do you. Either one will be fine. Now I've got a pocket there. And we'll do that all the way up. Okay, we're almost done, you guys. This is it. We're just gonna do the pocket on the left-hand side and we're done. Now these would be fun. You could make a dangle to go on these, or a tassel would be super cute with maybe some fabric, or I don't know. I would use fabric. I'd make a fabric tassel to hang off with beads. It would be so cute. Maybe some charms. I'm not going to do that today, but it would be super cute idea to add to it. You could also make your pocket gusseted a little bit over here so that you could actually fit the stamp, the doll stamp in there. Be fun. Great way to add the actual stamp in. So if you didn't have a way to store your doll, you could do that. Or if you wanted to gift it to someone. However you wanted to do that. Okay. Just make sure these are nice and smooth. Hopefully I cut enough of these too. Remember, I had 8 pockets instead of the 7 I thought I had. I think I stopped counting at some point. I was watching videos and I think I stopped counting. Thought, if I have extra, so what? Then I have extra. Okay. There we go. Or even on the bottom one instead of, or even on the top one. So on this one down here, you wouldn't even have to put a pocket. Maybe you want to put a nice phrase down here, something inspiring, or put a photo. Or maybe you want to do that up here. That's an option too. Be a cute way to do it. Oops, it looks like I might be short. Okay. There we go. And I got one more. I'm gonna have to look and see if I don't have one more piece. I mean, I have more pieces, but if I have one more cut. If not, I'll just cut one. I don't want to go looking for stamps or stickers right now. Okay, there's that. And I need one more. Just one. One more. And I've got the paper right here. Let's just cut one. I do have to get out my big board though. So those are 3 3/4. Cut myself again. I keep grabbing that blade. 3 3/4 by 2 inches. I only need one. that aside. Lock that blade up, because you know me. And it's injury prone. All right. Oh, you guys, I actually had to call out of work yesterday because I hurt my back at work. So just, you know, not an injury from work, just from overwork, from, you know, being silly and lifting more than I should be lifting consistently for the last few weeks and working too hard. So there comes a point where I have to listen to my body and say, I need to stay home and, you know, not give in to my sciatica. So I stayed home yesterday and I was flat on my back all day long. It was awful. But I did get some extra sleep and I feel a lot better today. A little achy still. My daughter wanted me to go to an event with her and I was worried I wouldn't be able to sit through it. So I stayed home and I'm doing this. All right, so we've got pockets in each one of these. These are complete. This side is done. So all that's left is this side. Now for this side, we need a pocket, and I decided to use this color. And this pocket is going to be 4 by 5. Let's get this trimmer out one more time because this paper will not fit in my tiny one. So 4 by 5. Let's go 5 first. Up there. I have this color. By 4. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to use my smaller trimmer for this part. We are going to take this is going to go this way, so 5 by 4, and we are going to make a cut side to side, and I'm just going to eyeball it. You can measure it, but I'm going to eyeball it. Actually, here we go, corner to corner, so they're each on that corner, just like that. This is going to go this way, and I'm just going to glue this side and this side, okay? And that way we have a little tuck spot. I say corner, but it's more of a tuck spot. Or a pocket versus tuck spot. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to place it in here. And there it is. Okay, there it is. So this is going to be, this is it, you guys. This is all done. Now all we'd have to do is decorate the outside however we want to. I have more dolls that I cut out. And what I like to do is put more than one doll in there because then, well, I like to put one on the front. So this one I did this doll. So this one I'll do this doll. She's a little more flowery. And I'm going to fussy cut around her. Actually, I already have one fussy cut. Let's use her. I can fussy cut and put one in there later. And I want to do around her knees too, because I thought the white spot, I didn't like the white spot in the middle there. So we'll just kind of fussy cut around here. And I'm kind of going the wrong direction because I can't see that side of the blade. Let's go this way instead. I love these dolls. They're so cute. And I didn't know what Julie Nutting dolls were, but these are so much fun. Okay. So we're going to put this one on this one. And I will color her in later and decorate her later. But just so you'll see how she goes. And make sure that your direction is correct, that your waterfall is going down before you glue her on, because you don't want her going the wrong direction. You don't want her standing on her head. So waterfalls are down. Let's glue her right on here. And this will be her little book. Okay, so each doll has her own little book, her own little story. Oh, wouldn't that be cute to add a little story inside about the doll? Or make her a little tiny journal to go in there. That would be so cute. So many fun things you could do with these. Make sure she's all tacked down. She ain't going anywhere. And there you go. All right, you guys. Well, I won't bore you coloring with you on here. Thank you so much for sticking it out with me. So we've got a pocket to put more dolls in, or little tuck spots. We could put more dolls in there. We've got a little spot for their clothes, so we can just kind of tuck them in there and keep their clothes in there. If you wanted to do shoes, you could put them down, maybe put them down in the bottom pocket, maybe hair bows or something like that, or whatever little decorative things that you want to put with your dolls. Maybe you make some handmade flowers that you would stick on projects with, or something like that. So this could hold all of your ephemera that could go with your dolls. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed this project. And again, thanks for sticking around with me. As always, you know, I really appreciate and love you all. If you've enjoyed this process of this video, or enjoyed any of my videos, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you join my YouTube family, and stay tuned for more. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.